right, and welcome everyone to another episode of Chronicles of Darkness, where we join our merry monsters on yet another adventure. And this is brought to you by the Mighty Misfit Menagerie, or
Cast.
Yeah. I will get that intro down eventually. So last time
we started out and Owen got basically a death threat from Tatiana to stay away from, warning, death threat from Tatiana not to look into her past. And then Owen told Ruby this. Ruby got super protective and was coming back to the apartment. In the midst of this, we all got a group text from Elias asking us where the apartment was, even though he'd already been to the apartment. The rest of us understood that this was a imposter, but Dell, who clearly has daddy issues, easily gave up the phone number. And that caused everyone to rush back home. Clay at the bar. Yes. Clay was at the bar getting super drunk, puked himself sober and walked his ass home. To where he sees Owen packing his bags and is getting ready to leave. Owen explains it's too dangerous to be around the rest of them. He's getting in too deep with everything as far as the summer court and Oberon. Clay and Owen start to hash it out, and then Mr. Shivers shows up and asks about Britannica. We attempted to take Mr. Shivers, and he disappeared. Once everyone got back home, we asked the front desk for a private pocket dimension so that we could talk without Mr. Shivers there. We kind of hashed out a few things. Tiana realized that Tatiana is actually Sapphire, who is Ruby's sister. Confused, Ruby admits she doesn't remember Sapphire, and if Sapphire doesn't want to be in contact, Ruby will respect that. Jack asked Owen what Tatiana was like as a child. Or actually, was it Elias that he asked? He texted Elias, didn't he?
No, because Elias doesn't have a cell phone, so it couldn't have been that.
I tried to text Elias in like the very beginning, but that was what set
That's
off
what it was. Okay. That's right. So we asked the Annex to provide cover for us to get to the cab driver's place so that we could break into his apartment and investigate him. The computer's wiped, very few clues. He has a bunch of leather jackets a la Dell. Discovered that there was a false wall and a crawl shaft that went down to an abandoned second floor apartment. Deeper in the apartment, we discovered a large locked steel cell. Upon opening it, there was high speech writing covering the wall, probably daubed in blood based on the color, and there's a horrified, dirty 13-year-old girl chained and frightened inside the room.
Well,
rush to her side.
Also, that was left out. A silent alarm started going off when you opened the door.
That's right.
Sure.
But
we don't hear it because it's silent.
Yeah, that's how those pesky silent alarms work.
Why'd you tell us that?
Well, because there's the red lights going off.
Okay, got it.
It's a silent, not blind alarm.
A silent alarm that we're aware of.
Yeah.
So to kind of describe the room, I kind of did last time, but it's like a normal girl's room with all of these crazy arcane sigils and everything all over the wall, would seem to be written in blood. She's kind of like hunched in a corner, wearing kind of like thin clothing. She kind of like looks over her shoulder, sees you, and then immediately looks back as if like trying to like huddle and make herself small to get away from you.
I approach her and kneel down to her.
She like, as you get closer, she like tries to shrink away from you even more and more.
I speak very soothingly. It's okay. We can help you.
can't help me.
What's wrong?
Only Father can help me control it. That's why we do the exercises.
Control what?
When when Solomon speaks up, she like immediately, like you can see fear run across her face, and she gets even more.
I'll back away.
Is it your dad that has you locked up?
What's Dad?
Didn't you just call someone dad?
Father.
Father. Sorry.
I'm going to turn on mind reading.
Okay.
Ooh.
What would you like from me, sir?
For you to roll the dice that you need to roll to do that, which I should know off the top of my head, but I don't.
I mostly know my like cover dice for that, but I'll double check.
So it's wits plus persuasion plus your primum dots, and then she resists. And you're just trying to read surface thoughts or deeper thoughts.
We'll go surface for now.
Okay.
Scanning.
You said wits, persuasion, primum.
That's some scanning. Okay.
Shit, fuck. Three successes.
All right. You reach out casually with your mind reading and meet with a brick wall. You can't even like begin to penetrate it.
Ooh, okay. I'll just shut it off immediately.
Is it your father that has you locked up here?
I'm not locked up.
You're chained to this wall. You can't leave if you need to.
I asked him to do this.
Why?
It keeps me safe. You're like me?
I'm different. How are you different?
I've never met someone like me.
Can I, sorry, Marcus, I didn't go up at the same time.
Go ahead, Jake. Go.
Can I use Behold My True Form and show my wings? And
Are you sure that's a good idea to a terrified child?
I want to, like, we're all different. You're safe with us. But
I will just remind you that you are a literal creature of nightmares. So, like, and technically, Behold My True Form turns people into salt. So, like,
you're right. Okay, I'll just continue to lean against the wall.
Technically.
I'm just saying it's an attack ability. So, like, I mean, you could flare your wings, but unless she's gifted, she wouldn't see it. You know what I mean? So.
Do I recognize what she is from a family resemblance?
She is human.
Okay.
Mark, were you going to say something?
As Helena's kind of talking her down, can I attempt a kidding roll?
Yeah, sure. Okay. If it costs you anything, Jake just used his version of it and she came up human. So I don't know if if your character would do it, you do it.
Yeah, but he would still try and figure it out. 3 successes.
She is human.
Human? Okay.
Okay, so you don't want us to free you.
What do you mean, free me?
Undo these chains, take you outside?
No, the chains make me feel better.
Go ahead.
Oh no, keep going.
Can we visit you? Can we meet your father?
No, you shouldn't meet my father. You're not supposed to be here.
Where is he?
I don't know. Above? In the above world?
Why shouldn't we meet him? Is he mean?
She kind of like, and this is going to sound really gross, but she kind of like reaches out and like kind of like pushes at your chest and like me. I've never.
Can I show you something? But I want to tell you first that it's okay what happens.
Maybe.
Okay, so I'm going to change into an animal because that's what I can do and that's what makes me different. So I shift into regular wolf and then shift back.
She screams and like just scrambles to like try to get under her bed away from you.
Okay.
Like the chain's pulling cruelly at her wrists, and she's like,
Ruby, if I...
all of you feel a tension that is semi-familiar to you suddenly fill the room.
Familiar?
Where we felt it before.
You've experienced it twice before, once in the Shed Aquarium, and then once in after the pack ritual, as the thrum of reality starts thickening, and then from around the room you can see little tears start to form.
It's okay. No. Please. Calm. What? Here. You can pet the wolf. Just hold on to it. It won't hurt you.
What is a wolf?
You see the fuzzy in front of you? The fuzzy.
So it's like a dog.
Yeah.
Like Clifford.
Just hold on to the dog.
But the not father turned into it.
No, just it'll protect you. It'll keep everything okay.
I'm supposed to do what fathers tell me to do. I'll try.
She's nice, I promise, and I'm gonna pet Ruby.
She kind of like pets you, and she's like, "It's still fuzzy, like a stuffed animal."
And warm, yeah.
Yeah,
but warm.
This is what they were trying to make when they made stuffed animals. They wanted something like her, like this. And I'll step forward and stroke Ruby's head.
I'm gonna take a step back and try to talk to Solomon. Solomon, do you have any idea what's going on here? I don't know what's happening.
So, two things. I was going to first ask.
While you guys are doing that, I'm stepping towards the door and watching our backs and watching the entrance.
So I was going to investigate the door because you said there was high speech.
Hmm?
I thought there was like runes on the
far wall written in the blood.
And it's high speech, or it's like...
It's kind of like if you showed somebody high speech and then like they tried to do it from memory.
So can I figure out what it's trying to say?
It's kind of nonsense. Like, like this bit over here might go with this bit over there, but like it's obvious. Like it's like showing a child cursive and then asking them to recreate it without them understanding what the symbols mean.
How old does it look?
I mean, it's dried blood, so it's hard to tell.
Is it like flaking off though, or?
No. No.
So semi-fresh.
Well, so I mean, like behind the screen, she's been doing this for like 10 years. So like some of it would be, some of it wouldn't.
Okay.
Turning back to Clay.
Try to cast the spell, but I gotta figure out how to do it because I've never done this one before.
This is your side of the street. We need containment. This isn't safe for her or anybody else.
I understand. That writing up there is like magic writing, but it's corrupted. It's not right.
Can you call backup or something? I mean, she can't just be here uncontained. She's going to hurt herself, if not us.
Could I have everyone besides Ruby roll resolve plus potency for me?
And potency is our
Gnosis, your I believe it is satiety for you, Jake. Mark, it's
30. Or
no,
weird. Glamour or
Primum?
weird. Yeah.
word, and it's
Primum
primum
for
for
me?
you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, 2, 1, 2, 0. All right, so everyone but Ruby suddenly just asleep.
Oh, come on.
Good night.
And the girl goes, now that the fathers are all asleep, do you want to see my secret stuff? And she like goes and she pulls out a box and she pulls it open and you see tiny little vials of dried blood. It's like, Father brings these for me to practice. See? She like holds it up for you.
What does it smell like? Blood? Anything I can get from that?
Well, I mean, like it's different people's blood, each one.
Okay, so I shift back into a human so I can talk to her.
You're not Father again.
Woman? That's
What is
what I am?
woman?
That's what I am, I guess. A woman, like your father is a man, and I guess I'm a woman.
So you're a daughter?
I am a daughter to my mom's, yes.
So you're a Chloe.
I'm a Ruby. Are you a Chloe?
Yeah, I've always been a Chloe.
I've always been a Ruby.
Oh. Ruby, she like runs frantically over to a bookshelf and she like pulls out like this book of like birthstones and she like turns to like a ruby and she's like, a ruby?
Yeah, it's also a kind of pretty stone. I like the red color. Do you mind waking up my friends?
No, fathers can't see that I kept the vials. I'm supposed to destroy them during the process. So fathers can't see that. And I'm not really comfortable around fathers because sometimes they get angry when things don't go right. Like with the prince, I was supposed to get the prince and I didn't. And so he was very mad. And I don't want to make any more fathers mad.
Well, I promise you they will not get mad at you. And if they did, I would definitely stop them. So I'm sorry that your father gets mad sometimes. That does sound scary.
I cost him the big score. He was going to buy us a house and I was going to have my own room with a window, but he said that I screwed that all up. So I have to stay in the dark room.
What happened? The prince was who you were supposed to get?
Yeah, I was supposed to kill the prince. He's like the prince from Princess and the Frog, you know, that movie with that girl, and he was like that, but he's a bad prince, and so I had to you know, do the thing and get rid of the prince, but I missed him. And apparently I missed a lot of people.
You do that by using something inside you with this blood?
I ask Thurgood. I ask him. He does it.
And he is someone different from your father?
Yeah, he lives in the faraway.
So when does Thurgood visit you? Can we meet him?
You don't want to meet Thurgood. He doesn't like meeting not Chloe's or the blue children. The blue children are okay, but non-blue children, he doesn't like to meet with them.
Well, I think he would like us, don't you?
He might like you because you're a Chloe Ruby.
Do you think he's going to visit you soon?
Can you turn into a wolf because you're a blue children?
I'm what they call a werewolf.
Like Little Red Riding Hood? You eat grandmas?
I try not to.
I've never had a grandma, but they don't sound great if they're getting eaten by wolves. I don't have the last half of that book, so I don't know what happens in the end. But the grandma gets eaten, so she must have been bad.
Well, that wolf in that book was probably pretty bad. I don't think that grandma did anything to it. Okay, so let's put away your blood samples so we can wake up my friends. How about that?
She kind of like re-hides it.
Good hiding place.
Thank you. I can try.
Please try. I'm here to help if I can.
Ruby, just so it's from a player side of things, could you roll me a chance die?
It's a 3.
3? So she starts to do it, and you have time to stop it, but as she's trying to wake them up, you see the cracks starting to open up around your brothers and your friends.
Do the cracks look like they're going somewhere, or it's like damaging the building?
No, it's those black portals that you saw earlier.
Okay.
Like they start to open around them. And she's obviously distressed and like losing control.
That's okay. Let's take a break. Does that happen every time you use your powers?
Well, I have some powers that don't come from Thurgood because I'm a blue child, but then Thurgood gives me the rest of them. And sometimes I get them confused because they live in the same part of my head.
That does sound confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me a second. I'm trying to think of what I don't have any abilities, I don't think, to help with their sleep. Is there anything I can roll to figure out if there's something I can do to help them?
You could do a medicine check to see if like they're unnaturally sleeping or not.
Okay, so that's...
And also a reminder, Britannica, you can pop out of Jack at any time.
What happens to me if I do, though?
Jack would remain, but you would appear as Cal. That's what I'm saying. Like, so Britannica is awake through all of this because he doesn't ever sleep. And technically, Jake is just kind of like personally trapped in the primordial dream right now, trying to get back.
I don't have a woman to come back as, though.
No, you do not.
Yeah, I'll come back as Cal.
So you just pop up in the room?
Yeah.
So the girl just finished hiding her things, and then Cal just appears, and she goes,
I stand in front of her. I recognize Cal, right? Yeah, I've met him. Oh, hey. She tried to wake everybody up, but it's a little stressful for her right now. So
that is understandable. But would she wake them all up for father?
I'm sorry?
Chloe.
Oh. That's okay.
Chloe, I don't want to hurt you.
Okay.
But you know that father can do good. Father can get you that room with the light.
No, I screwed that up. I didn't get the prince.
Oh, Father can still make it happen.
And I didn't get those, I'm not supposed to say those words, but I was supposed to get other people. I didn't get them either.
I'm giving you permission to say the words.
Those cocksucking bastards. I didn't get them either.
Chloe, I forgive you for all of that.
Who are you?
A father.
Oh, I can try. I can try.
I'll kneel down in front of her, not getting any closer, just kneeling. I believe that you tried your best, and I am sorry that it didn't work out quite right. But you did work hard, and that's what matters.
I'll do it now. I'll do it now. For not Jake and Britannica, but for Jack, Owen, and Clay, you're in kind of this like dreamless black void. Ever having been in this room, you don't remember falling asleep. You just kind of are here, and then slowly but surely, things start to, as if the darkness around you was actually like physically there. It starts to kind of blow away like mist or smoke, and you start noticing kind of like a purplish light. And in the distance, you see kind of like just nothing but this black roiling smoke and a single spire of stone. And writhing in the smoke is some kind of creature like the size of Wisconsin. Before you come awake.
Cal will immediately suck back into Jack.
That's a breaking point for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a pretty major breaking point for you. That's 5 dice, buddy.
Oh, no.
Being a changeling is hard, guys.
2 clarity damage. I'm up to 4 clarity damage.
You got to spend some alone time with your brother.
I wonder who controls that.
Not me. I didn't answer the text message. I would just like to point out for the record.
So what's happening to Dell? Am I just in my lair?
Yeah, essentially. But now you're no longer being held there, so you could just come back if you want.
Okay. Yeah, I would think that I would be trying to get out of my lair, going, what the hell's happening? And then come back.
So
waking up on the floor, Jack would just immediately be and resisting the urge to point at her so hard.
I think Dell would just like kick back on the ground so as to not appear threatening at all.
Good job. Look, you brought everybody back.
Thurgood helped. Apparently I was just keeping them there, so it wasn't bringing them back as much as stopping.
That sounds easy, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm not going to use any words as I do it.
So you're just going to do a raw spell? Just going to raw dog it?
I mean, yeah. So I pull a black bandana out of my pocket and cover my eyes. And I guess I mutter to myself, but I'm not actually making noises. I'm just like mouthing the words.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you.
So you watch as Clay starts to do this. Those of you who aren't blindfolded, the runes on the far wall start to slowly get brighter as if light is coming from them.
Are you doing that?
I guess I would stop what I'm doing and say, am I doing what?
These weird markings on the wall started glowing,
As soon as you drop the spell, they start to fade again.
but now it's going away. I mean, you could try again. I seem to be activating something going on in here, though.
Have I seen something like this before?
Kind of. You make a intelligence plus occult roll.
Intelligence plus codes. That is that. And 2 successes.
Okay, so with 2 successes, with this new information as that these actually react to magic, you start to kind of like tilt your head and look at it from a different perspective, and you realize that these runes are set up in such a way that amplify paradox.
Explain that to me.
So basically, these words in high speech, originally they looked completely discordant, but the reason they look discordant is because they are purposely designed to cause reality to snap back if magic is used by, like, in a certain way. So you using magic and as a mage, these are like basically set up to fuck over mages. So if somebody were to try and scry on Chloe, for example, it would make the spell blow up in their face with paradox as opposed to go off.
Got it. So I don't feel like I can cast anything here.
You could, but basically you're guaranteed 5 paradox dice on top of anything else you would get.
Good Lord.
Do you tell us this, Solomon?
Yeah, I would just explain to you that if I attempt to cast a spell, then I could get very, very hurt.
Show me where on the wall.
All of it.
Okay. I will use 2 points of glamour to use changing hours and turn back the clock. No. Turn. You said it was there for 10 or for a long time, right? Okay.
Turn it forward 100 years so it crumbles. Or it
I don't know if he
fades
can
away.
move it that far, though.
Let me check. I definitely can't move it that far.
So
So the item corrodes, suffering 1 point of damage per turn. That ignores durability up to her clarity rating and damage. So every turn, 1 point of damage to the structure.
I mean, it's just painted on blood, so it doesn't have a lot of...
Okay.
I mean, you could technically corrode it.
Yeah. I'll try and turn forward the clock. Using 2 points of glamour to get kind of the entire thing and see if I can turn it forward and corrode it and see how long it'll take.
Okay, so that gives you size 10. That's definitely enough for this small wall. Moving it forward. As you guys watch, the blood dries, crusts, and then starts flaking off. And then it's no longer... like, enough of the runes are damaged to where you feel like the effect wouldn't go off.
okay. So now I'm doing mental scan.
Okay.
So I cover my eyes, start chanting again. I reach out towards her, but I don't actually touch her. I'm just waving in her direction.
Okay.
You can oppose this with a composure roll, but you don't get to add. If she is... Where is it? If she is a supernatural being, you do not get to add her supernatural tolerance trait.
Okay.
You just do straight composure.
Okay.
If she's supernatural.
No, she's human. Okay, how many successes, bud?
I got 4.
4? So you start to dip into her mind, and then Ruby, you're kind of like holding her, right?
I don't think I'm touching her, but I'm definitely right in front of her, right next to her, yeah.
So as you start to break through her mental barriers, I'm going to show you guys that thing. I told you I was going to show you guys in the in-between. You see on her back, as she's huddled away from you, a symbol kind of like start glowing off of her back, and you are shunted out of her mind.
Ricky! Chloe, did you feel anything just now?
What do you mean?
Nothing. I was just curious if you were okay.
Thurgood is with us. He says that I shouldn't trust you.
Where is he? Can we talk to him?
I'm not supposed to talk to you anymore.
Would he like to talk to us?
You should leave.
Do I think that there's any way I can recreate those runes very quickly?
The ones on the wall?
Yeah, or something that, like, I know that they prevented things from scrying her. Is there some way that I can do something that would do the same?
I mean, you could definitely ask Owen to just undo what he did.
Okay, I didn't know if you could undo.
I'll turn back the clock.
Okay, cool.
Ruby, as you're closest to Chloe, you notice something wriggling underneath her skin of her arms.
Oh my God.
And she's like kind of reaching out almost in a trance as these things are starting to wriggle towards her hands.
Does that happen to you a lot?
You should
Are you
go.
okay?
You should go. You should go. Please go. Chloe, Ruby, please.
I turn to you guys. Should we go?
Let's go. Yeah,
I think we come back later. We come back later. Let's go.
I'm going to sit down.
You what?
I'm going to sit down.
Fireman carry
Sit
you.
down.
Let's go.
Okay, well, I go to grab you and pull you up, and while I do, if there's any hair on the floor from this child, I pick up a piece of hair.
There's a hairbrush.
Sure. I don't take the whole hairbrush, just a piece of hair. And I pull Owen up and say, we need to leave now. Please come with me.
Sure.
He's being fireman carried by Ruby.
No, he can pick him up. I get it.
Oh, I'm not starting to pick him up.
Okay, I'm carrying him.
That's not a dip on Mark. That's not a dip on Owen. That's Clay not being strong at all. Well, he's medium, but still.
Oh, skinny boy.
So what do you guys do with the door?
Close it.
Okay, close it and lock it back into place.
Owen, please, can you turn back the time on the door, please?
Oh, sure. How big is the door? Do I have to use 2 more?
No, it's smaller than the wall. So
Okay. I'll do another point of glamour to rewind it back to where it was before we got here.
as you feel it clunk home and you're kind of like, doesn't really matter state, the rest of you feel something slam into it that shakes the walls of the whole apartment.
Yeah, time to go, everybody.
Out the front door, please. Out the front door.
Time to go.
We're
I
not
think
going
we
back
need
to
to
the
climb
cabin.
back out.
No. Out the front as fast as possible. Please.
Bursting through the side wall, away from the door, you see a large kind of almost sea creature with this just tentacle almost kind of like slithering out of that room towards you. It opens up just a hole where a mouth would be, and just you see rows and rows of teeth going down this slimy creature as it's slithering out of Chloe's room towards you. If I could get
Is it on the
initiatives from
closet side or the door side?
Oh, good God.
Is it Chloe though? What are we gonna do?
You can hear Chloe screaming if that helps.
Oh, okay. That
Oh,
does help.
fantastic. That's so much Thanks.
I
Yeah,
just
that
thought
makes everything.
this monster was her, and I was like, how? Anyway, cool.
6.
6?
Man, I wish I had stayed shifted. Ugh.
11.
13.
7.
13.
Okay, between the two 13s.
Ruby should go first.
And who got the 7? Okay, so Ruby 13, Hank 13, Jake, you were the 11.
Yep.
Mark, you're the 7 and super dissociated, and Coulter, you are the 6. And then roll for this big thing. Oh, that is bad for you guys. All right. Who's closest to Chloe's room? Like, who's at the door?
I think I just cast the spell, so me and Helena probably are pretty close, right?
Mm-hmm. So this thing kind of like rears up, and from in it, more smaller versions of it start reaching out towards you, Ruby. What's your defense?
Oh my god, I'm still a human. 4.
Okay, well that's good. 4's good. Not good enough, but you take 4 lethal damage as these things burrow into your back, taking out huge chunks of your flesh.
Oh, gross. 4 leaf.
All right, Ruby, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm fucking pissed. I'm gonna shift into Garu. I'm gonna take this mother effer down. Okay, so that is gonna be Garu. Do I want to bite him? Probably not, because it's gonna get mind control. So I'm gonna just use my claws.
I also just love the thought of Ruby just throwing Owen to the side and then just into this 9-foot werewolf woman.
Oh damn! I got 3 10s. I got 5, 6, 5. So then that's +2. So that's 7 damage.
So you slam into this thing and start grabbing these little ones from its mouth and just ripping them off at the base and tossing them to the side and like starting to split its mouth open as it's like starting to split down the side. Hank, it's your turn.
Okay. I reach into my backpack over my shoulder. I grab my leather and iron bound journal. I smack Owen in the face with it while chanting in high speech.
Okay.
Is Chloe is a sleeper? Yes.
Chloe is not currently witnessing any of this, so.
Okay. Well, I still have a paradox rule. Just so you're aware. Not that it means anything.
Culture, don't distract me.
Mark, you get 1 point of willpower back. and you are no longer, your condition's gone. And you do not get a beat for it.
Awesome.
And then
because I think I would have died.
No, that's my first thought was like, if Owen doesn't if no one fixes this, then no one's gonna die, and I can't have that. And then as a reflexive action, I'm going to activate my mind armor.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that's all I can do.
All right, Jake, it is your turn.
I am going to use Basilisk's Touch and try to grab this thing. And if Ruby's still trying to rip it apart, I'm just going to grab where, opposite of her and just try to poison it.
I mean, you could definitely run around to the side of it and just kind of jab your stinger into it for sure.
That is absolutely what I would like to do.
Because getting between Ruby and this thing right now is a very bad idea.
Yeah, actually. She's the scariest wolf. And then I can't remember if I'm on low satiety right now. Let me see.
If it's 3 or lower, it's low.
Okay, I'm on normal satiety. Cool. I'm going to apply the gray version of the poisoned tilt to it. And its veins burn as the venom courses through its veins, if it can feel. I don't think I have anything else to attack with.
I mean, that's basically your action for the turn. So
yeah, I'm happy with that. What's that look like, Rio? Can you paint that picture for me?
Well, how does your Basilisk Touch work? Because you can either coat your hands in it or you can stab it. It's kind of your call.
I was thinking that I dig each fingertip into it and kind of turn it and inject a poison, or just the skin around it. What color did you say it was? Did we hit that?
Yeah.
It just darkens up around where I'm touching as my fingers bury into it.
You see veins all along the creature start to show black through its semi-translucent skin, and it is now gravely poisoned, which means it takes 1 point of lethal damage per turn. All right. That should bring us to Mark, who you just got slapped in the face by a book.
And it saved your life.
Take one
iron-bound book.
Yep.
Take 1 point of bashing damage because he did
that
not.
Makes sense. He did not hold back.
Sorry, bro.
Thank you.
I don't know if the spell did it or if the book did it, but it worked.
I will open my flask, bring out a little chunk of water, make it into a coin, flip it up in the air, and then catch it, manifesting a long sword in my hand. And I make a roll for it. Presence plus survival plus weird. I have 1 success, so it manifests with a +1 modifier to it as a long rapier appears. And
so it means if you hit with it, it does 1 damage on top of what you roll.
On top of whatever else. Okay. I guess I'll attack it as well. And with my elemental warrior merit, I can increase my range to 10 yards instead of melee range. Okay. So I'll attack it from here.
Okay.
What's his defense?
His defense is 3.
Okay.
Because he's already been attacked a couple times. And I forgot to have Helena remove her defense, but
It's okay because I didn't roll enough dice because they messed up.
2 successes.
all right. So Owen, shaking off being smacked in the face, does flipping the coin, and then just literally throws the rapier into the thing's mouth, lodging it in its soft palate, and then reforms it.
Okay. And then I would like it to make a stamina plus weird roll.
Oh, you're doing all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
He's back in business. Taking care of business.
What does no successes mean? No, one success. One success.
I have 2 successes, so he suffers the stun tilt for the round.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
No defense?
A character with a stun tilt loses her next action and halves her defense until she can next act.
Oh,
And then that's my turn.
Sicka what?
All right. That brings us to you, buddy, pal of mine. Coulter.
Yep. Being slightly ahead of like them on the ground, I'm just going to fall forward, and I was reaching out with my mind reading earlier, and now I'm just going to be like, what the hell can I grab? Got to use the same telekinetic powers, try to fling anything that I can find at the tentacle.
Okie dokie.
And I believe that for that I get like it was wits plus firearms.
Hang on. I can look it up. I have it here.
Because I was trying to look it up real hard and it's been a while.
Wits plus firearms. And then it currently has 2 defense.
I have to drop 2 dice.
Yeah. Because even though this thing is big, it like is whipping around this room. You know what I mean? Like it's not slow.
That is 3 successes.
Okay. So you add an additional 3 lethal. So Jack scoops up with his telekinesis the acetylene torch that was used on the door handle earlier and flings this into this creature's mouth. It rakes across the teeth, causing sparks, and then the inside of this creature just goes and then it explodes with ichor all over the apartment.
Oh.
That's very disgusting. Can we go?
Helena did 7, and then Mark did 2, and then Coulter just did 6. It was gonna die, guys.
I did the lasting damage. It took a damage every turn.
I just realized I can do a cool thing, and I was like, I want to try it for once.
I will turn to Ruby. Is Chloe okay?
I'm sorry, guys. We're still in combat. Ruby is in Garu form.
Oh.
I am going to shift now and back in a human form.
All right. So I will let you shift automatically with getting away from the rage if you take lose a point of harmony.
I mean, as opposed to what? It says I can shift out of it.
Well, but you have to roll for the Bassoon Rage. Because whenever you enter Garu, there's a chance you might lose control. So you can either make that roll or lose it out of harmony and do it automatic.
All right. That's not my interpretation of the rules, but I'll take the harmony to hit, I guess. So lose harmony. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. We locked the door.
Well, there's a giant hole in the wall now.
Yeah.
Ruby, can you poke your head through the hole? Because she does not like us as much.
So, Ruby, you're still kind of riding, like you're in control of yourself, but you're still kind of riding that, like,
I do a couple quick sprints. Vault over Clay, and then vault over Dell, and then now I feel like okay. Peek into the room. Chloe, are you okay?
She is passed out on the ground.
I go up to her, and I guess I attempt to determine if she's alive.
You kind of like pick her up, and you notice blood, and the symbol that was on her back has become, wherever the symbol was, is like an open wound that she's bleeding from. It's not deep, but it is definitely bleeding quite a bit.
Take her.
Okay, I take my shirt off to attempt to bandage somehow, wrap around body. I don't know.
Give me a wits plus medicine.
Ooh. Does anybody have first aid?
Is there a doctor in the house?
Because
I should take a first aid course because I have eidetic memory.
I did not help. I made it worse. Who knows?
What did you get?
A 3.
A 3? Okay, so you failed, but you didn't make it worse because a 1 would have made it worse for sure.
Gotcha. You're right.
But you just kind of like painfully tie a shirt around this girl's back, and she's still bleeding around it.
Is she still chained to the wall, or can we now move her?
She is still chained.
Can I attempt to pull the chain?
Strength plus athletics.
Is there a key?
I don't know if we want to do that.
Find a key or have me break the chain?
No. Is there a lock?
I mean, it's locked at the wrist. They're like shackles.
And that's
I
to
would
the
assume
wall?
the father has the key, but let's look around. Should we look around?
I think try your strength first to see if we could just jolt it out to get out as quick as possible.
In my pocket that, please?
If you in your pocket that, it would be a cover roll, as that's something that somebody would be aware of all the time.
I'm down.
Okay. Give yourself a minus. Cover -3.
Okay.
I can break her out of the chains.
What did I think Helena rolled the strength though? What
did you roll?
I
Helena?
haven't rolled it yet, but I will.
So you can just phase her out of them.
I got 1 success.
Okay, so you yank those chains out of the wall.
But yeah, you're right. We still want to unlock it because now we have no longer on these chains.
Two successes? All right. You pull the key out of your inner pocket.
I have to dig around for a second.
Me.
And like, I had 7 dice. I had to dig around for a second and like really, sorry.
Okay, so you get the chains off of her. She's still passed out, but Ruby, because you went Garu, you're completely healed, right?
Yeah. Uh-oh. What is that? What's that question?
Oh, it's just making sure you weren't running around shirtless with a bunch of wounds on your back. That's why I was asking.
Oh.
I will leave the key on her bed.
Okay.
Okay, so we should go.
Getting the fuck out of here.
We're taking her?
Do you guys go up into the apartment, or do you rip off the board and like just destroy this door? Like, what do you guys do?
Let's just get out through this front door. We've already shown we were here. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you get through the barred door? Or what did you say? I'm sorry.
So the door is boarded by just wood and nails?
Yeah.
I cut through it with my manifested weapon.
Okay. Just make a quick attack roll for me.
Could have pulled out a crowbar.
You successes.
2? Okay. Yeah. So you slash through the wood, and then it's easy from there to kind of like just bend the nails away. It is still a locked door,
I have
it's
a
locked from this
crowbar
side.
half out of my coat pocket and then putting it back into the coat pocket.
I mean, I can make us just walk through it too.
Let's
Well,
go with that one.
Well, I can figure.
hang on, guys. I just realized you're on the inside of it, so you just unlock it. Because I forgot that you're on the lock side of the door.
I still have adrenaline pumping through me, so I still cut through it.
You hear a commotion above you as somebody is like desperately trying to get into the apartment above you.
Oh dear. Okay,
Fine.
so should we get her to a safe place and then confront
Yes.
whoever is imprisoning her?
No, we should just get all of us to
No?
a safe place in this moment. Exactly.
Is there anyone on our floor that's like poking around, looking at the commotion or anything, or is it all upstairs?
Everyone is out of their apartments, but each floor has their own apartment. So like no one has necessarily figured out which apartment is causing the ruckus yet.
We haven't been seen yet.
No.
What story are we
outside.
on?
Third.
On the third story?
Second.
No, you're on the second because you came down from the third story. I will remind you that Ruby is shirtless, carrying a bleeding girl, and the rest of you are covered in at very least drywall dust.
We gotta go now.
Yeah. Everyone
Could
grab hands. Everyone grab hands.
Oh, okay.
Well, we
I'd
do have
also
that
like-
car waiting.
I'd also like to point out that you are all covered in just disgusting.
Ick.
Okay, you
Whose fault is that?
can let go hands now, but we're basically invisible. So
Oh,
What's
sense.
basically?
when people look at us, they want to avert their eyes. They can't remember seeing us when they're no longer looking at us.
Oh, that beats jumping out of the window and flying. So okay, I guess we'll casually
I
walk.
will tell, like, if someone with active mage sight looks at us, then there's a clash of wills.
Mm.
But it has to be active mage sight.
Dell's gonna pretend
go
like he
upstairs.
absolutely knows what that is.
You go upstairs. Okay.
Yep.
You go upstairs. Does he have to remain close to you, Hank, for it to continue to work on him, though?
Nope.
Okay.
It lasts for the rest of the scene.
Okay. So you go upstairs, and you see the door to the apartment open, and somebody is like just removed all the jackets very. So you can assume that somebody has gone down into the apartment you guys just left.
Firebomb! We have one of those, right?
Where's Gimbal?
I will rain of fire the apartment.
The empty apartment or the apartment that you just
The one
came
that I'm
from,
looking
or-
at.
Take me away from that empty apartment.
Okay. Yeah.
Will that kill innocent people as well?
Theoretically.
I set the building on fire.
Good to know.
Do you tell us that you're going to do this?
I was kidding. I'm so sorry. Don't do this.
I can wait.
Please don't kill innocent people.
There's still that poor tortured girl down there.
No,
I would like to point
We
out.
took her.
I would like-
We have.
Oh, that's true. We have her. What am I saying?
I would just like to point out that technically Jack is by himself because you guys all went down.
Yep.
And-
we went up.
You've never seen him do this before. So it is theoretically possible that Jack could just go, I don't know what happened.
That's true. Very true. All right. I imagine Dell's just having fun being invisible, like putting himself in people's point of view and like watching them turn away.
I feel like Dell's actually fleeing from a really scary situation into a car. Love you, buddy. So that's going to be intelligence plus primum.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
5 successes.
I assume you have the ability up. You want
I
to tell us
do.
what's going on?
Basically, I can pick a specific area. So pieces of fire rain down from the sky like comets through the above floors, not hitting anything, but creating holes in every level that they strike through. And the place on the floor that I see this person digging, all of the comets hit and ignite in flame.
Oh, right. And you're standing just outside the door.
Mm-hmm.
Would this, like, would blowback of, like, an explosion affect you, bud?
Nope. Because it is a controlled flame.
Okay, so the comets hit, just decimating this guy, because I'm assuming it does more than 4 damage.
It does 3 automatically and then a roll.
Yeah, so we're just going to say that you just vaporize that guy. And the apartment, from taking this sudden heat and everything, like just fire kind of like rushes out past you, not affecting you, but into the hallway. And then what do you do?
I shut it off and walk downstairs.
Okay, so there's still some residual flames from other things having caught fire, or you just turn that off?
That's it.
Okay. So Jack catches up with the rest of you as you guys are getting into the car, I assume.
Where the hell did you go?
I mean, you guys would have seen comets strike from the sky and plow through this building.
I was tying up loose ends.
By killing people?
Yes.
Which
Were there
people?
any innocent people in that building?
I don't think so. You take a calculated risk in these things. 80% not innocent in this case, based on the interview.
I
20% possible.
I don't accept that you can just play numbers of people's lives.
There was
Where are
one
you
person.
Where are you guys having this conversation? Like, are you driving or?
We said we were getting into a car, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I'm just asking, like,
who is driving? Yeah.
I'll probably drive because I feel like maybe I'm the least beat up and.
All right, but continue. I was just wanting to know where the scene is happening. So
I don't accept that you can just play numbers of people's lives.
I murdered her captor.
And probably other people as well.
No.
Do you know that for a fact, Jack?
There are very few statistical facts, but I would say it's unlikely.
So that apartment building that had people on every floor, things rained down through the roof and somehow missed everyone else except that one person.
I don't think you understand how I work.
No, Solomon, you just gave him the easy way out. He didn't pay any price.
Not Solomon, Jack.
No, I'm interrupting Solomon to talk to Jack. He got the easiest way out we could have given him.
As Dell finishes that, you feel the car and everything kind of vibrate as a humongous explosion goes off behind you, and you guys turn and see the building collapsing.
I did not do that.
I slam on the brakes.
Get out of the car.
I did not do that.
Get out of the car, Jack.
I didn't do that.
You set the building on fire.
No, I set a specific fire. Something else that's trying to fuck us.
Did you contain that fire?
Yes.
How? You made sure that one fire did not reach anywhere else in that building.
Hey, Mark.
Okay.
Hang on while they argue, but could you make a crafts plus intelligence?
One.
That was a controlled demolition. Like, that was rigged to happen that way. Like, buildings don't just fall in on themselves unless somebody makes it to do that.
I'll put my hand on Solomon's shoulder. That wasn't him. Though you have good points, and I don't necessarily agree with what he did. This isn't his doing.
How do we know that him setting that on fire didn't trigger something that was already there?
You made your
maybe it was already
choice.
there.
I will step out of the car and walk away.
Oh.
Fine.
All right, so everyone stays in the car except for Jack?
What are you doing?
I'll
You can't let him go?
I'll walk with him.
With Jack?
Yeah. I'll say to everybody, I'll walk him home.
Owen, sorry about this, buddy, but you're walking kind of a little bit behind Jack as he's walking angrily, and you feel a small child take your hand, and you look down to see 7-year-old Jack look up at you and go, I can tell you this because you're the crazy one, but this isn't going to end well for any of you. Could you roll 5?
That's another 5 dot, yeah?
Oh.
Fall unconscious.
Oh my God. I get out of the car. I tuck the girl into the seat as best I can. I get out and go to Owen. My fucking chance die of medicine.
Would I hear him hit the ground?
Yeah, definitely.
So
Okay, I would turn around and
would've
come back.
Okay.
I'm going to turn around and
see
come back
this?
as soon as he hits the ground.
Would we see this? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's in the middle, like, of the road, but yeah, it's all
Okay.
happening.
Yeah, I'd get out of the car and run over.
Did we see the 7-year-old Jack, or did only
Only Owen.
Owen see that? Okay.
I'm going to in my pocket smelling salts.
Ooh. So handy, that pocket.
So Mark, you can come. You stay unconscious. No?
Until I heal a clarity point, I stay unconscious.
How? So clarity points. You heal it.
It's being
Like-
next to my touchstone, or I think it's over time.
Okay. So you basically have 2 unconscious people now.
Why?
The
As the
girl.
girl,
Oh,
the girl's
girl.
unconscious.
I mean,
Coming back to him with Ruby, I think we just have to take him home. I don't know what else to do. If he's not going to wake up to this, I don't have anything.
Iron Man carry.
Put him back in the car. I'll find you.
Throw him in. Please
Jack,
come back
just
with
come
us.
back with us, please. I'm sorry I got upset.
Jack, you hear from behind you, or you could follow me, and I have some answers for you.
I'll find you guys. I'll welcome home.
Jack,
Walk off
Little
into the
boy.
darkness.
The little boy reaches out his hand for you to take it.
I'll take it.
Do we see him reach out and grab nothing as if he's grabbing someone's little hand?
I mean, he just kind of like goes like this. I mean, you can't see my arm, but he just kind of like, it wouldn't be necessarily, no, you don't, because it's all reality shit. So you don't see it. All right. So everybody but Jack, where are you guys going? What are you doing?
Home, please.
I wonder if we should take this child to medical treatment. No, let's just go home first. I don't even know.
I mean, you could go to a hospital, but she has no identification, and you killed her only living relative, so it's going to be a lot of explaining.
And she's bleeding.
In a very ritualistic-looking manner. I mean, like, there's going to be a lot of questions at a hospital.
Unless we want to do the, like, pull up, push her out, and then drive away.
Yeah.
The annex can probably give her medical attention. So let's
the front desk.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys just head back?
Mm-hmm. I say so.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a pretty uneventful drive. You get there.
We're all like traumatized,
like
or unconscious,
stunned, silent. Yeah. So looks like, sorry to kind of kill the tension again. Looks like the only way to resolve the condition. So I am right now in a dream state and kind of imagining stuff in my dream. And
so you're catatonic,
yeah. The only way to get me out of it is by convincing me that, like, this is a dream and I need to come back to reality. And I also risk more clarity damage if events in the dream give me clarity damage.
Where's your touchstone?
Hank.
So just hanging out with Hank is getting you better a little bit?
So, Jake, you are a creature of dreams. So you could very easily enter into Owen's dream. Or Hank.
I just point out that I'm a fucking mind mage and can dream reach?
Sure. That's also possible.
Okay.
I'm just saying Jake can sense his dream, his delicious, crazy nightmare dream that he's currently having. All right, Hank, while you figure out how to do that, I'm going to shoot over to Jack, okay? So get all your ducks in a row. We'll do Jack. All right, Jack. So you're walking with this child. You didn't destroy that building.
I'm well aware of that, yes.
But somebody who doesn't want anyone to find out about the blue children, they did.
What are the blue children?
It's a little project I was working on in the last world, but in this one, somebody else must have taken over. Of course, you got the name wrong, but it would be entirely too not satisfying to tell you what the right name is.
Well, then tell me what's satisfying.
I just did, because you getting exasperated with me is very satisfying.
What is the purpose of the blue children?
The blue children are just a thing. They exist. Using them, that is the project.
And Thorogood?
Thorogood?
Yes.
Thorogood's your brother's fault.
Which one?
Oh, all of them. All of the ones from the first world. I mean, technically we're from the first world as well, but we weren't associated with the events that caused Thurgood to be a problem.
This is a very broad statement.
I know. Isn't it fun?
I'm a part of this first world.
All of us were.
All of us.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's a couple new iterations. I mean, anytime you do this kind of thing, I'm sure something new popped out and some people didn't cross over, but for the most part, yeah.
So Thurgood was one of us before.
Oh, no. Thurgood was something that was kept out by the cat, but, you know, the cat isn't around anymore, so nothing's keeping him out. Listen, I feel bad. What you need to do is you need to find the celestial flange.
And the cat or just the flange?
Find the flange, and the rest will make sense eventually.
Any tips on where to look for it?
Oh, no. Last time they started looking for it, it caused a citywide war that almost killed all the mages. So, it would be no fun if I just told you.
Well, then I guess good night, little one.
You don't want to talk about anything else?
What would you like to talk about? I'm at your service.
I don't know. I mean, you kind of screwed the pooch back there.
How?
You lost your temper. They're your family.
I mean, they are a family, yes.
Yeah. And now your brother's in kind of like mental turmoil right now, and you walked away from that too. And what if they need you?
I don't. There's no need. No, and that is acceptable.
Plus, I've been real kind to you up until this point, but people did warn you about running off on your own, and then you see your breath start to crystallize in the air. And that's where we'll end our session.
God damn it.
Ooh.